Hi, I'm Rob from Salsify, and I'm here today to talk about how to optimize your ad spend on Amazon. Now, everybody knows that Amazon is the next big advertising giant to the tune of billions of dollars a year. People that used to spend a lot of money on Google or on cable are shifting a lot of that spend over to Amazon as they find that the ROI of investing on Amazon is more directly measurable because it's more closely tied to the actual point of purchase. And causes immediate lift in their sales. Now, what a lot of companies that start dumping a ton of money into Amazon miss is that there are foundational things that they have to do right on their own product detail pages to make the efficiency of their ad spend as good as possible. And that's changes that can affect the organic search rank and changes that can affect the conversion rate. If you think about it this way, Amazon's goal with its advertising and everything else that it does is to get you to buy something, right? So a product that performs really well in search and that has a high click-through rate to the product detail page and that performs well on the product detail page so that there's a high click-through rate to adding the product to cart or to buying it now, those products Amazon knows a consumer is likely to purchase. So it's going to reward those products in advertising campaigns by making it cheaper for the advertiser to win bids, right? If you have a product with a 80% conversion rate and a product with a 10% conversion rate, bidding on the same ad, the product with the 80% conversion rate is going to require a smaller bid to win the ad. So if you do a really good job with the fundamentals, you can save money on your advertising budget and your ad money can go a lot farther. You can cover more time in the day, you can cover a longer list of keywords, you can experiment more. So getting the foundation elements right in order to improve your organic search, in order to improve your conversion rates, those are things that pay off in dividends. A lot of companies ignore that. Why do companies ignore it? It's because their organizations are not really set up to coordinate those two different activities. The team that sets up the product detail page and the team that's managing the ads are two different teams. So they're not really talking to each other, not measuring the same things. So today, I don't want to talk about every single thing about optimizing your advertising on Amazon. I want to really focus on what are the foundational elements at the intersection between the advertising and the product detail page that enable you to get the most out of your advertising spend. The first thing that I want to talk about is your product's got to be in stock. One of the things that we've known for years is that if your product goes out of stock on Amazon, not only does it not show up in the search results while it's out of stock at a high level, but it's punished for a while after it goes back in stock. So if you go out of stock at all, this is going to have a long hangover effect on your product's performance. So if you're a company and you're spending millions or tens of millions of dollars on Amazon advertising, but you don't have a good 3P backstop for your products, or you don't have any inventory in FBA, even though it might be more expensive on the back end with advertising to make up for it. Staying in stock 100% of the time is super critical, and you should consider it as part of your advertising campaign. It's not separate from it. It's directly in support of making those ad dollars work. The second thing that you should do is trust the algorithm. If you've got a large product assortment, let's say you've got 1,000 or 5,000 or 10,000 products on Amazon, and there's 1,000 things that you could change about any set of these products, the titles, the feature bullets, the descriptions, the A+ content, what goes in the image gallery, videos, blah, 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 etc., right? What should you focus on today? It's a never-ending list. You can use analytic tools and algorithms to give you instruction on what the highest ROI investments are across the entire product set. If you've got 10,000 products, but you're only really dumping advertising into 100 of them, then you can, even among those 100 products, focus on the highest ROI activities today that will drive the performance of those pages and, again, to make your advertising more efficient. There's tools out there that will help you prioritize the investments in those things. So first, stay in stock. Second, make sure that your pages are optimized. Third is that you have to treat this like a recurring problem. You have to have agility as a business. If you think about a small direct-to-consumer brand where the founders engage in every aspect of the way that the product goes to market, they're waking up every day and they're saying, how can I win on Amazon? What can I do better? They're looking at competitors. They're looking at competitors' image galleries. They're looking at competitors' featured bullets. They're looking at language that people are using to describe products in the category. And they're thinking, what can I steal? Right? What can I change to be different? The best-in-class companies, big or small, don't treat the product detail page as a one-time spreadsheet fill out, setup process. They treat it as an ongoing iterative process where they are constantly reevaluating what's on the page, and they're constantly thinking, what can I do better to represent my brand and my product on this page? If you do that, your conversion rates will go up because your page is improving. You're giving your consumers a better experience. You're giving them more confidence, right? So this will impact the conversion rate. And fourth is they institute a process where all of these things are revisited cross-functionally all the time. Supply chain, the advertising team, the trade team that's working on the product detail pages, the internal content organizations, all of these teams have regular syncs where they talk about what's working, what's not working, how the performance of the page is doing, what their search rankings are, those types of metrics, so that they can stay in sync in order to make sure that they're doing everything possible so that their foundation is in good order. And again, your foundation's in good order, you do all these things well, your advertising is going to cost you less for the same impact, which means that your dollars are going to go a lot further. So a lot of these things, these are foundational elements that businesses, I think, are underinvesting in relative to their overall ad spend. And the way that I believe that they should treat some of these problems is to treat them as part of their advertising, right? Because they make advertising more efficient.